Hey guys, in this video we're going to look at default tactics on Inferno from a match between Astralis and mousesports, so let's get started. So first let's go over Banana. So Glaive, he's first going to go to the steps here. He's going to be ready to toss a flash for Magician Device as they move up towards Banana. Flash is going to pop right about here. So when they throw that flash, you can see that Magician is going to start things up by throwing a Molotov towards his car, and they're both going to double a nade towards the corner. You can see that Kerrigan takes quite a bit of damage, but at the same time they also take a lot of damage as well. So that's the one thing to keep in mind whenever you're defaulting towards Banana, is that you're always going to be met with nades or some type of utility. So you need to be ready for it. So Magis, what he's going to do, he is just going to simply toss a smoke here to allow him to escape back towards mid as he's low HP. Then Device, what he's going to do is he's going to go towards logs. And he's going to throw this Molotov here for the corner. And this Molotov actually breaks the setup that the CTs are trying to have, as they have to use the smoke to be able to allow Frozen to get out. So right here in this round, we're going to see that Device and Glaive. Device is going to tuck himself into the corner here. He's going to throw a very early Molotov. And the CTs, what they're doing, they're actually going to do deep Banana control this round. So what's going to happen here is that Device, he has his smoke out, and he's waiting for the CTs to throw an additional Molotov that's going to land closer to where he is. And when that happens, he's going to throw a smoke down to allow him to survive. And what Glaive is going to do behind the smoke is he's waiting for the CTs to aggress, and he's basically going to flash over for Device to fight. So right here, the Molotov goes through, Device throws a smoke on it, and then Glaive, he times the flash and pushing back Kerrigan, and he has another flash as well, and then allowing Device to actually get the kill onto Kerrigan this time. So this is another way to kind of deal with deep Banana control. You get this player to play towards his corner, have a guy behind the smoke just simply throw flashes for him. So this round here, we're going to see that Glaive, he's going to do an early nade towards the corner. He's going to tuck himself towards the logs. We're also going to see the Molotov for car. And the CTs, they actually throw a smoke towards the logs. Then we're going to see from Astralis this round is that Glaive, he's actually going to jump up on top of the logs. He's going to throw a bit of utility to set this up. And with this, we have just boosted up over the smoke. So anybody who actually peeks from the sandbag side, or anyone who decides to peek towards the corner, they're going to be punished here. This is a very uncommon spot. So right here in this round, we're going to see basically a way to counter an Opera who might be re-peeking towards Banana. So what they're going to do here is essentially they're just going to boost up behind the half wall. So as Chris J peeks, they're not really going to expect that Magisk is boosted up behind the half wall, because typically when you op, you're kind of peeking more towards the right side where people actually come out from. But this boost is a great way to surprise them. And what we're going to see immediately after here is that Glaive is just going to jiggle peek towards CT. He's going to toss a smoke towards CT. And Magis is going to throw a nade that's actually going to land towards Coffin here. And you see that they're not necessarily going off these nades. They're essentially still defaulting. They're just trying to waste the nades of the CTs and pull rotations. So this round, we're going to see basically something that mousesports like to do a lot. What they do is they throw a smoke off the half wall. So Frozen, his smoke actually lands off the half wall and lands here. And what this does is actually cancels a Molotov that the CTs like to throw at the start of the round close. So you can see that the CTs throw that Molotov, it gets cancelled out, and Frozen's able to peek Glaive behind the corner and take him down. So this is a really good way to when you're rushing towards Banana, to throw that smoke off the corner, cancels off that first Molotov, and allow you to continue rushing towards the site. So this round we're going to see Magis is basically alone, as we see multiple people going towards alt mid. And basically when you're the solo Banana player, you kind of just want to contain the CTs and make sure they don't push. So you're going to see that Magis is going to use a lot of nades here. He uses the smoke as well as the nade to kind of push back the CTs to deny them information. And this round again, so we're going to see something similar. So in this round, mousesports are not going to be taking towards Banana. So what Frozen's going to do essentially is, as soon as the CTs show signs of aggression with this deep smoke, he's just going to counter with his nades as well. So he's going to throw a smoke in front and then throw a flash behind, making sure that the CTs don't get too much information, and to kind of break their plan of going aggressive towards Banana. As you can see in this round here, that multiple players from mousesports are going to group up towards middle. He just wants to make sure that they're not going to get flanked from B. So this round, we're going to see alt middle. So generally, whenever the round starts for the players in alt middle, we're going to see Dupree, he normally just throws a Molotov towards boiler, and another player will stay on bridge and he's just going to spam halls And when he spams halls here, it's basically denying anybody from being able to push down this long hall. And Dupree, with the spam, he's able to get up towards halls very quickly. And this is generally a trend where you see that they're always going to have this guy spamming bridge, and the player who's actually going towards halls, he can kind of change up how fast or slow he wants to go. So in this round, we see that Dupree, he's taking it slowly. He's not necessarily going to halls right away. And this is a way to kind of mask a default. So in this round, we're going to see 3 players go towards alt. And Glaive, once again, he's going to be spamming towards halls. And because the CTs basically hear the same thing every time, they have no idea how many people are actually going to be going towards halls. So in the previous 3 rounds, you can see that the pacing and the number of players is different. However, what they hear is basically the same. So when Dupree gets towards the halls, he's basically just going to clear it out. So you can see he spots towards boiler, spots towards long hall, and he's going to clear out boiler. And generally this is the theme for the player in halls, where he wants to control both sides. So Dupree, in a lot of his matches, you see that he controls both sides at the same time. So another thing to be aware of when you're this alt halls player, in this particular round, we're going to see multiple players towards banana, and they actually get a kill. So as the alt player, when this situation happens, you should be expecting that the CTs might get aggressive. So in this particular round, as they have 4 towards B, and after they get a kill, you can see that Dupree, he's just going to be spawning towards halls as they're going to be pushing up. And he's able to capitalize on Chris J, who's trying to get information. And this is what you want to do towards halls, because whenever a kill happens here, the CTs are always going to try to even it up, especially in a lower man disadvantage. So this round here, we're going to see bracket control. So first, Zipnix is going to throw a smoke towards the arch side. Dupree's going to be peeking towards boiler, and then Zipnix is going to throw a Molotov. And this Molotov is going to land right about here at porch. Then Device, he's going to get ready with the flash here. And this flash blinds the porch side. So there's the flash. Then Dupree and Zipnix are able to come out. And this flash, it will blind anyone who's peeking towards boiler. Also blind anyone who's peeking towards lane like this. So it's a great way to be able to easily take towards this bracket side. So here's another example. So Rops, he's going to throw a smoke left side arch. It's going to land right about here. Then Woxic, he's going to get ready to flash for Kerrigan and Chris J to push through. And once again, this is another way to get towards this bracket side. And one thing I want to point out here is the timing at which they do this. So notice how after they throw the smoke, the flash immediately comes through. And doesn't really give that much time for him just to throw this Molotov towards bracket. As you can see that Chris J and Kerrigan, they've already beat the Molotov. So there's another thing to consider when you're taking bracket control, is to keep in mind your timing to be able to beat the counters from the CTs. So here's another example of bracket control. So this is much simpler. So Glaive, he's just simply going to throw a left side smoke, and then Magis, he's basically going to throw a flash towards the right side and push through the smoke to be able to get bracket control here. So that's always something to keep in mind when you're taking bracket control, to always mix up your pacing and timing of when you actually go towards or when you actually take map control, because you don't always want to time it so that it's after the smoke. You can see that Magis here, he actually pushes through the smoke. If you keep your timings predictable, the CTs will be able to counter you too easily. So here I want to show how you can deal with a mid push from the CTs. So right here we're going to see Astralis going to be pushing up middle. And as soon as they get, as soon as mousesports hears those nades, we see that Robsy is going to go towards the tunnels right away. The players towards T steps are going to start falling back. They're not content with engaging at this point. And what we're going to see instead is that Woxy is going to throw a flash over, allowing Robsy to basically peek from the tunnel to take all these fights, and then they come in and back him up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked what you saw, please drop a like and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of this content. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.